Hey everybody, welcome. Namaste. In this guided meditation, we will explore how we are feeling in our current emotional and mental state. And then we'll give ourselves the opportunity to shift that if we want to. I want to begin simply by saying that it's not wrong to have any particular emotional state. Sometimes it is really important that we be angry or sad or any array of emotions that can arise for us. These are all valuable and necessary as part of the human experience. So I don't want this to be construed as one emotional state is bad and we need to change it to another. This is simply an opportunity to explore your emotional state, and if you'd like to see how another emotional state might feel, then we can give that a try. There are times where we may find it helpful to shift our mood, but that should never be because we feel like it's shameful or wrong or bad to have a particular emotion. But there are some times where I feel like, okay, I've had enough of this particular emotion and I'd like to try to experience something different. And I think that's just fine. So let's take a moment to discover how we are right now. Feel your body as it is. You can move into a comfortable position for meditation, whether that's seated or for you today, if you prefer to lie down, that's okay too. And then take a moment or two to explore the sensations of being in that shape. Notice the relationship of the upper body to the lower body, how these two parts are positioned in space. Notice where your arms and your legs are. And where you are in touch with support, with the floor, or if you're leaning into a chair, just noticing what that feels like. Now bring your awareness to simply notice the breath. The breath comes and goes. Although it may be a little tricky, I want you to try not to breathe in any special way, but simply to notice the breath as it was already happening in your body. How we are breathing can tell us a lot about how we are feeling. What do you notice? Just as there's no wrong way to feel, there is no wrong way to breathe. There's not even a right way to breathe. There is simply the breath. We need to breathe differently depending on what we're doing. This experience of watching your breath come and go, this in itself can be a wonderful meditation. Just as though you were sitting on the shore and watching waves come in and go out, we can observe the breath and the way that it changes ever so slightly from moment to moment. During our Bhavana meditation, if at any time you feel like you've gotten a little overwhelmed or you just need a little break, come on back to this watching the breath, noticing the breath. Now, without getting too swept up or caught up in it, What does your mood feel like right now? Sometimes we can't tell, sometimes we're not sure, and we need to spend a few moments just noticing and asking and being open to whatever we find. Sometimes we genuinely just may feel a little neutral, a little nothing. Remember that if it feels like there's an emotion that's too much to feel, or you don't want to sort of get into it right now, just stay with the breath. Or come back to the feeling of observing how your body is supported by the earth. But if it does feel okay to proceed, to inquire, to ask this question, how am I feeling right now? If your mood had a color, what would it be? If it were an animal, what would it be? Is your mood like a backdrop that's hanging behind you? Or is your mood inside of you? Is your mood shaping how you feel right now? What do you notice? Do you feel your mood in your body is sensation? Do you feel as though your body's rounded forward? Or is your chest rising tall? Is there some tension in your body? Do you feel your jaw or your hips or your shoulders or your neck? How does your mood, and you can name it to yourself if you're able to, how does this mood feel in my body? How is it affecting my breath? Or my ability to be present or to concentrate? And although I know it may not be easy, see if you can just let it be a judgment-free experience, like this is how I am right now and it's okay. I don't need you to like it, I just want you to notice it. Again, remembering as best you can, not judging, how has this mood affected me today? Has it affected my ability to use my body or to listen to my body? Has my mood asked my body to do anything in particular? Has it needed to move a lot, or has it made me feel like I don't want to move? Has it affected my behaviors in any way? Has my mood allowed me or made me act in some particular way today in my interactions with others? No shame, no judgment, just notice. We don't need to think about why we're having the mood. Although if that's part of feeling it, that's okay. But this is not about writing a big story about the mood, my mood and how it came to be. No, this is about just feeling the mood, feeling how you are right now. And this kind of meditation is a little slippery because sometimes when we go to reach out for the mood, it's already changing and shifting and it's not there. And that's fine if that is your experience. then I want you to remember as best you can how the mood did feel. We're not trying to bring the mood back, we're just trying to say, how was that mood? Or you could work with, what's this mood like now? Now, setting aside this part of the meditation, we've acknowledged the mood, we've maybe given it a name, we've felt it in our body, we've noticed or remembered how it's made us behave. I want you to remember a different mood that you had. Any mood at all. If you feel like it was a good mood, fine, or a bad mood, fine, but just notice there was another mood at one point in your life. Your mood has changed in your life, in your body, with your mind. Your experience is always changing. So your mood is not who you are. Your emotions are not who you are. Your emotional state is shifting like the state of the weather. Remember a different mood, a different emotion. And sometimes this is hard when especially if we're feeling a mood like depression. It might feel like we've always been depressed, but you have not. There have been times where you had happiness, you had joy, you had hope. Remember now, even if you can't remember exactly how that felt, just remember that this did not always feel this way, and that you will feel differently again. You will. And now we're going to choose our mood. I would recommend choosing one that feels good, especially if you're new to this. Choose a good mood. Choose one that you label good. It could be something simple like happy, proud, joyful, courageous, optimistic, welcoming, loving, compassionate. Pick one and notice if simply picking that mood has started to change something within you. What would it feel like to hold your body as though you were feeling that emotion already? Would you sit up a little taller? Would there be a quality of different alertness? Or maybe a quality of different relaxation or ease? If you could invite that mood, that emotional state into your body, how would it feel in your body? How would it feel in your posture? How would it feel to breathe in that way? If this feels difficult to simply imagine, then can you remember a time when you felt that way? And invite that feeling back in. You may need to close your eyes and remember. And if you need to remember a specific instance or a specific person or a specific thing that was happening, invoke that. See yourself, feel yourself as you were in that moment. How did that feel in your body? Is there some warmth? Is there an impetus or a feeling of wanting to do something? What does the energy level feel like? Some moods have more energy than others. And we feel like we're able to do more, or we want to do more or less. How would it feel in your body to feel that emotion? See if you can really feel it now. We all are so different. And your experience of doing this meditation will be different from mine. If you feel like it's helpful to visualize yourself feeling that way, see yourself. What does it feel like to do things when you feel this way? When you feel this emotion? What does it feel like to be with others? How do you talk to them? Who do you want to be with when you feel this way? Feel that way now. If you're a verbal or an auditory person, if you like to hear, say to yourself, I feel this emotion, or I am this emotion. Did that change anything for you? Now imagine yourself stepping away from your meditation cushion or your yoga mat or wherever you are and going about the rest of your day. What does this emotion feel like as you go through the rest of the day? What would the rest of your day feel like if you were living this emotion? Some of you may find it helpful now to imagine that you are breathing this through the whole body. Breathing in the emotion that you want to be feeling. Feeling as though it permeates every cell. It soaks in. We don't have to think about how. We don't need to imagine some sort of chemical transformation. We can just imagine that feeling. Or if you're a very technical or a very logical person, you may need to know that we have very powerful minds and that we can shift our own mood. Each of us can find our own way to work with this. That's why there are so many options. Take another moment or two embodying your state of mind. And then if you like, you could take another moment to set an intention. May I experience this state of mind. May I embody this state of mind. May I feel this state of mind as I go about my day, as I care for my duties, as I interact with the people in my life. And then let this technique simply fall away. And return to the feeling of breathing. Rest here with your breath for a moment or two. Okay. If you've had your eyes closed, you could blink them open. And it might feel good after this time seated to move or stretch. And then it's time to step away from our mat, but carry this mood, this bhavana with us. You did great work today. Thank you so much for practicing. Remember, there's no wrong way to feel. There's no wrong experience to have while you're meditating. It's okay if you get a little lost or forget what you're doing. It's part of the experience. I look forward to sitting with you or practicing with you again really soon. Please be well.